Hello, tree.
Are you well?
Geeked Week.
Welcome to Geeked Week! Netflix Geeked Week 2022 is all about getting you the latest news, trailers, and all kinds of first looks for your favorite Netflix shows, films, games, and more.
I'm Jay Stoops.
And I'm Jacob Scott Thomas Bertrand.
And I mean also the All Valley champ.
Oh, you can't forget it. Put some respect on my name. That's right. And today is all about series, and we have a lot to cover.
So much. We're dropping new titles, fresh trailers, and checking in with some of our favorite stars.
It is going to be a wild, wild week, and we are beyond stoked for all the surprises in store.
There's tons of horror, which is totally my jam, and Jacob is gonna get through it.
Yeah, the nightmares are hard. I get scared.
Like Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, School Tales, the series, and all things Mike Flanagan.
I mean, what about the final season of Lock and Key? And I cannot wait for Shadow and Bone either. Oh, and Resident Evil.
So many great shows, so little time. So let's dive into our first reveal of the day.
Yeah, we promise you surprises, and here we have a very first look at one of the most highly anticipated new shows coming in 2022.
Yeah, let's see it.
That's all we get? Oh my goodness, I want more.
Yeah, I know, that was barely anything, but it was still so much. Oh
I
my
know.
God.
The snaps, I'm gonna be hearing that when I wake up in the morning. Like, oh.
That was our first look at Wednesday, the new Netflix series bringing to life the twisted world of the Addams Family in a whole new way.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Wednesday? She is a style icon, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, I know I personally try to emulate her style every single day. Jenna Ortega plays the title role along with her disembodied ally Thing, and oh my God, this girl is the queen of horror right now.
Yeah, seriously, she's killing it. In this new show, for the first time ever, Wednesday is a teenager at the Gothic Nevermore Academy. She gets pulled into a murder mystery that has major implications for her entire family.
Wednesday features a stellar creative team also led by co-creators Miles Millar and Al Gough of Smallville.
And director Tim Burton.
The man, the myth, the legend
That's
himself.
so cool.
For more of the latest news on Wednesday, be sure to follow Wednesday Netflix on Instagram.
Wednesday. I mean, what a major moment to open Geeked Week with. And we're just getting started, but I mean, what could possibly follow that?
I know it seems impossible that we could have something even more exciting, but Guillermo del Toro?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. Guillermo del Toro is one of the most prolific voices of the horror genre, a legend of the supernatural.
And he's curating a brand new series for Netflix, spotlighting some of the most creative and innovative minds working in horror today.
Yeah, his new show, Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, features an all-star lineup of amazing talent, both in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Curious to know what to expect? Let's open that metaphorical cabinet and find out.
So eerie.
Holy shit, I am gonna need a minute to recover from that. I literally First of all, we need more horror anthology shows. That is my personal jam, but also the directors of Mandy, the Babadook.
Holy cow, that's pretty nuts.
Oh, they had me at Guillermo del Toro. Now I'm gonna be counting the days.
I don't know if I'm ready for all these nightmares I'm gonna be having. I don't know.
We'll send you some tips. I've been doing this for a while. Panos Cosmatos, Jennifer Kent, Catherine Hardwicke. Del Toro has entrusted some of top shelf horror directors with their own interpretations of some of his personal favorite horror stories. I can't imagine anything better than this.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, they're joined by a talented, star-studded cast to bring all these stories to life. I mean, Ben Barnes, Rupert Grint, Sophia Botella.
Not to mention Andrew Lincoln, Crispin Glover, and Essie Davis, all in one anthology series. Is this allowed? It's literally too good. I'm gonna have a panic attack.
It's so cool to see Del Toro's creepy, beautiful brand of horror continuing to take over Netflix.
Okay, speaking of creepy, you wanna hear a scary story?
It's like 9 a.m. Isn't it a little early?
Just trying to push you into
I know.
a little, come on, let me teach you the ways of the horror fans. All right, listen,
God.
it's close to midnight somewhere. Shout out to Tokyo. It's the perfect time to talk about The Midnight Club, which is Mike Flanagan's newest horror show.
Oh, yeah, you mean Mike Flanagan, the creator of The Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass.
That Mike Flanagan. And we have an exclusive first look from another familiar face, Raul Coley.
Oh, let's check it out.
All right, everyone. I'm Rahul Kohli, and you may have seen me in some shows like Midnight Mass and The Haunting of Bly Manor. But the thing I probably get recognized for the most is probably last year's host of Geeked Week. But unfortunately, I can't be there with you guys this year because I'm currently filming a new show with my good pal, Mr. Mike Flanagan. We are currently in production for The Fall of the House of Usher for Netflix. I can't really give you any details and it's not ready. But I do have something else that I could tease from Mr. Flanagan. So picture this, okay? A group of teens gather around nightly to share ghostly horror stories in like a shape-shifting mansion with a kind of like bloody history, right? I probably didn't sell it that well, but what I can do is now give you the first look at The Midnight Club from the master horror himself, Mr. Mike Flanagan.
To those before.
To those after.
To us now. And to those beyond.
Seen
Or unseen. Here.
but not here.
Seen or unseen, here but not here.
Your face, Jacob.
Whoa, I'm like, I can't tell if like the kids are evil or if the house is evil. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
I mean, that looks so creepy. First of all, that cast looks amazing. I'm very intrigued. I love spooky teens. That's like a thing. That's like a genre that we absolutely need. Like, because teens
We
are
need
already
to tap
spooky.
more into spooky teens.
I'll be
That's what
honest.
we need more of.
Teens kind of freak me out, like just regular teens. I'm like, youths, but especially when they start, hosting midnight vigils and stuff. I'm like, yeah.
Dang, well, so good to see Raul again. Raul hosted this show last year, and I'm still waiting for my Street Fighter 2 rematch.
Come on, dude, you literally, okay, yeah. Oh my God.
I still think he cheated.
I mean,
I think they had some backstage stuff going on.
I believe in you. I'm rooting for you.
Come on, let's go.
The new cast of that teaser looked killer, maybe even literally.
I really hope not. Mike Flanagan always puts together an exceptional cast. The Midnight Club reunites him with some of his most frequent acting collaborators, which include Samantha Sloyan, Zach Gilford, Anara Simone.
Plus, Igby Rigney, Matt Bedell, and of course, Raul Coley.
It also stars some new Flanagan faces like Iman Benson, Ruth Codd, and Aya Furukawa.
Also, Adia, Sarian Subkota, and William Chris Sumter as the titular Midnight Club.
Based off the novel of the same name by Christopher Pike, Mike Flanagan's The Midnight Club is coming to Netflix soon. Speaking of scary stories, this next one is chilling, and I am already afraid.
Do you need to take some deep breaths? Horror is your thing.
Yeah,
So.
it really gets me. It knows how to make me scared.
Coming from Thailand, School Tales is an 8-episode horror series inspired by 8 horrifying comic stories.
During the day, the school belongs to the students, but at night, it's unfortunately a different story.
Isn't that always the case? Today, we have 3 first look clips from 3 different episodes. Let's take a look at the first one from the episode titled A Walk in School, which already is scary to me.
Oh, God.
วันนี้นะครับผมจะพาทุกคนเนี่ยมาทำภารกิจพิสูจน์ความเชื่อโบราณเก่าๆที่ว่าผีเนี่ยมีอยู่จริงและทุกโรงเรียนเนี่ยล้วนมีผีที่แรกนะครับที่ผมทายพิสูจน์ก็คือชมรมนาฏศิลป์วันนี้นะครับผมมีเพื่อนผมไอ้ตั้มเนี่ยเป็นคนที่ยังเชื่อเรื่องราวเก่าๆทั้งที่มีทฤษฎีวิทยาศาสตร์เนี่ยมาหักล้างเรื่องความเชื่อเก่าๆเหล่านั้นหมดแล้ววันนี้ผมบอยและตั้มจะพาทุกคนไปพิสูจน์เรื่องราวเก่าๆเหล่านั้นว่ามันไม่มีอยู่จริงพร้อมไหมตั้มไปพร้อมแล้ว
I don't know. I'm with Tum.
I feel so bad for Tum. I identify with Tum.
I gotta say, as a lover of horror, I'm not spending any nights in a supposedly haunted school.
Gosh, and the title is so misleading. A walk-in school.
That felt like a safe space.
I feel like it's a Roald Dahl book, but I'm getting murdered at the end of it. What the
I
heck?
mean, you know, that's...
In a walk-in school, 2 students announced that they will host a live broadcast to expose that all the frightening tales are just lies. Which, why? But their quest pushes the boys deeper and deeper into the unknown, and each door they open leads them further into the abyss of hell. Poor Tum.
Man, wow, that is not ambiguous at all. Our next clip is from the episode Vengeful Spell, where the discovery of a murdered student reveals a more sinister secret.
Will high schoolers ever learn to stop seeking out angry spirits?
You know, I gotta be honest. I don't want them to. Who are we kidding? Let's take a look.
ถ้าจะสาปแช่งใครเขียนชื่อมันไว้ที่เท้าแล้วท่องมนต์เหยียบธรณีนี้โอมจักขะจักคาวินาศวรนังจักคะนะมะพะทะอุอุ
That took such a weird turn.
I
was not expecting that.
I gotta say, I cut somebody off in traffic the other day, and curses really freak me out, man. You never know.
Oh my gosh.
Is it that easy, do you think? I mean,
You write something on your foot?
I guess. I mean, I don't know what I would say in English. I curse you? I think you just gotta believe it. I mean, you know, if you mean it hard enough.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, the last clip we have today is from an episode called Lunch.
Oh, good. Yeah, actually, I am kind of hungry, so perfect timing.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna want to eat after you learn the secret ingredient Aunt Jong is using to make her rice and curry so delicious. So let's see, maybe we'll be hungry, who knows?
Let's do this.
หนูเข้ามาในร้านป้าทำไมอะลูกออกไปเถอะ
ป้าคืออย่างนี้ผมจะมาไลฟ์สดพิสูจน์ความอร่อยของป้าไงครับแป๊บเดียวป้าขอดูหน่อยได้ไหมว่าในหม้อเนี่ยมีอะไรอยู่
หนูอย่านะอย่าทำแบบนี้นะออกไปเถอะลูก
โหพิรุธหนักนะเนี่ยป้านี่ครับทุกคนนี่ทุกคนดูฮะพิรุธหนักนะเนี่ยป้าแปลว่าในหม้อเนี่ยต้องมีอะไรไม่งั้นไม่ห่วงขนาดนี้หรอกหลบไปป้าหลบ
อย่านะโอ๊ย
ระดูกอะไรวะเนี่ย
I don't think I want to know what's in that pot.
Why does he want to know what's in it so bad? He's being a little rude.
Okay,
to the ma'am.
Here's what I'm picking up from this is that you can never trust a live streamer because this seems to be a reoccurring trend. But see, look at all the cameras.
A live stream.
I'm telling you, don't trust them.
No way. I'm never live streaming ever again.
This horror anthology from 5 Star Productions is coming soon to Netflix, so stay tuned for more information.
And now, it's time for another new series. We have a first look at a new sci-fi drama, The Imperfects, where 20-somethings get turned into monsters by evil scientists against their wills. The cast recorded us a special message to set up an exciting surprise, so let's take a look.
Hello, everyone.
Hey guys. Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Rihanna Jagpal and I play Abby Singh. I play Dr. Sydney Burke. I play Tilda.
And I play Juan Ruiz at the upcoming Netflix series, The Imperfects.
Some things I have in common with Tilda. Singing is also my medicine. However, I'm more of a shower singer than Tilda. Abby is a brilliant scientist, and I think that her and I are very similar in the sense that there is nothing that can get in the way of us helping the people that we love. I relate to Sydney in the perfectionist kind of way, where everything has its place and is neat and is organized. Yeah, she's pretty meticulous, and I think so am I. Just ask my husband.
What do I relate to with Juan? Well, we're both very talented drawers. We're both very extremely handsome. He's from Mexico, yo también soy de Mexico, and we both have a very, very terrifying monster inside us that we can't control. Well, that's too much information. Anyways.
Fans can expect a lot from this show. There's so many surprises and twists and turns. Every episode opens with a bang.
It has suspense, it has monsters, it has evil scientists.
Unexpected love interests. Some good old-fashioned sexual tension. I'm very, very excited for people to see this show. It's a whole fun, fantastic world where you just kind of get to lose yourself and have a good time. Season 1 of The Imperfects.
Don't miss it. You're gonna love it.
Do you remember Dr. Sarkov? He experimented on all of us without our permission. You, me, Tilda. We all had adverse reactions.
We're not even human anymore?
Technically, no.
Well, that's fucking great.
If we're not human, what are we? You're...
That looks freaking sick.
Yeah, that's definitely got my interest piqued.
Yeah, the shot of the werewolf thing with the spike, that's freaking awesome.
Plus, I mean, I love a story about suppressing a monster in your 20s. I feel like that's that's widely relatable.
Yeah, I'm excited. Iñaki, man, that guy's killing it. I can't wait.
The
This is
whole
gonna be
cast
really
looks crazy impressive. I can't wait to see what they've got. Plus, I mean, yeah, the premise is killer. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop with these puns. Maybe. I'm gonna. It's a soft promise. We also have some exclusive posters from The Imperfects showing each of the characters. Check this one out. Oh yeah, she looks very cool. All three of them.
I like it a lot.
There's a rock star too. I like a good rock star.
The rock star is good. Everybody's artsy and it's good.
Oh.
Poor kid. I feel like he's just so confused going through all this. Like really doesn't, like he's a werewolf, doesn't know it, figuring it out, wakes up naked in the woods and covered in blood.
Your 20s are hard. Like
Your 20s are hard, you know? Hey, why can't we just normalize that, all right? 20s are hard. I already know this is gonna be my favorite character. I just like her. She's, are you fucking kidding me? She just seems cool. I'm down for it.
She looks really tough.
Yeah, these are definitely not the college cliques that I'm used to. The Imperfects has an all-star lineup of Iñaki Godoy, Morgan Taylor Campbell, Rihanna Jogpal, and Italia Ricci.
Be sure to check out this brand new series only on Netflix.
Yeah, maybe we should, or can we move on to something a little sweeter?
You deserve a
no
break.
more horror and scaring me constantly.
You've done so well so far. But hey, I mean, that's a good idea. Did you see season 1 of Sweet Tooth?
I did. I loved it. I can't wait for season 2 as well.
Oh my God, me too. What kind of hybrid do you think it'd be?
I'd obviously have to be a hawk.
Considering all of the wordplay that I've been getting in,
Yeah,
that's my bad. That's my bad.
If there's anyone out there like me, I need to find them.
So wholesome. Man, that kid really is the cutest.
He's so adorable.
Well, season 2 of Sweet Tooth was announced in 2021, and the cast has been hard at work bringing to life all the latest adventures of Gus, Jeff, and Bear.
Mentioned you're really excited about season 2, and lucky for you, we actually have a very special update from the cast who's shooting in New Zealand.
This is a story of a very special group of people who found themselves at the end of filming season 2 of Sweet Tooth.
Everybody, that is a wrap on season 2.
It's a wrap on season 2 of Sweet Tooth.
The wrap. Yeah.
It's been a long journey and it's been very hard work, but it's been amazing fun, and I can't wait to share with you what happens in season 2.
The stakes are higher, the battles are bigger, the mean guys are meaner.
You're in for a treat.
It's going to be an amazing adventure.
But this isn't the end of their story, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Bye-bye.
Man, the mean guys are meaner?
How long have you had that candy bar?
I've had it in my back pocket for a while.
I literally just said I was hungry, but I mean, if you haven't seen Sweet Tooth, you're missing out. It's the most uplifting show about the apocalypse I've ever seen. So wholesome.
It is, it's amazing. And the incredible series is based on the DC comic book series of the same name by Jeff Lemire, and it's produced by Robert Downey Jr. and Susan Downey.
At the end of season 1, we were left wondering if Jeff and Amy would save the hybrids.
Yeah, and will Gus be reunited with his mom?
Which we have to know. But we have to wait until season 2 to find out.
But you can catch season 1 right now, and be sure to follow Sweet Tooth Netflix and Netflix Geeked for all the season 2 updates.
Yeah.
This is a good bar.
Yeah, give me some of that, for real.
Sorry.
So, look what I just found in my pocket.
Whoa. What is that mysterious object conveniently placed in your pocket?
I know, some kind of key.
Whatever you think you understand about those keys, you don't.
I don't think the masses understands, but I think I do. This is the key to unlock the season 3 teaser trailer for Lock and Key.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, it's gonna work. Absolutely, it's the third and final season.
I believe that this is exactly how you do it, actually.
Yeah, no, it's gonna work.
Nothing makes more sense than this.
If I do it a million times, it's gonna play the teaser.
Just keep going.
Yeah, I almost got it. We're gonna unlock the teaser and find out. Oh, God.
Our past is always with us. Well, you can try and run away, but it's always there.
We've been tangled up in this for years.
Who the hell are you? You're captain. And something more.
This is our house. Those keys belong to us.
Boo.
That looks so ominous. I'm so invested.
What was that when he was screaming in front of the angel wing?
Yeah, I mean,
what the heck was that?
I mean, I'm more invested in what's going on with the well lady. I really want to know exactly.
Like, what is going on?
I'm so curious. I mean, to have this kind of power at your fingertips is so crazy. I want to know what it all means.
Yeah, and what it leads to.
Yeah, and what the significance of like Key House is to the family. I'm invested. I'm very invested.
I can't wait to see more Jackson, but you know, it's from the showrunners Carlton Cuse and Meredith Averill. Lock and Key is an adaptation of the best-selling comic book series by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez.
Season 2 ended with a pretty massive cliffhanger, a new threat, and the most dangerous yet looms in Matheson. In the upcoming season, the Locke family will uncover more magic within Key House to take on this new threat in an epic final battle, and you will not want to miss it.
And I think I speak for all the fans when I say we are sad to see it end, but can't wait to find out what happens.
The fandom has been guessing and hoping and predicting all kinds of outcomes for this series. It's been all over social media. Don't miss the final season of Lock and Key when it premieres on Netflix on August 10th.
Wow, we actually get a date. That's pretty sick.
Oh, we're getting fed today. We really
yeah.
are. And not just from whatever is in Aunt Jong's pot.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, we have a series that's making a triumphant return for a second season.
At a magical boarding school where magical teens hone their magical skills, magical problems always seem to come up. Funny how
I
that
love
happens.
magical boarding schools. And we're talking about Fate the Winx Saga.
I always knew your path wouldn't be like everyone else's. But I can't wait to see who you become.
Pretty cool.
Fire eyes, it's getting me.
Inspired by the beloved animated show, Fate the Winx Saga follows Bloom, a fairy with fire powers, which is kind of arguably the best kind of powers.
I was gonna say, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, when she enrolls in a magical boarding school at Althea.
Yeah, with the help of her new fairy friends, Stella, Aisha, Tara, and Musa, Season 1 sees Bloom learning more about her past while the team faces off against terrifying threats of the Burned Ones.
For somebody with fire powers,
How do you, I was like, wait,
dramatic.
this might not be the best thing ever. Now that she's...
Am I the problem? Am I the trouble?
She's fighting burned people. Seems like they already got the fire on them. I don't know.
I feel like she's maybe, how do you overcome that? Ethan?
Maybe she could get like a buddy with some water powers and they could like steam them.
Ice.
Like hot steam maybe. Fire out into steam them to death.
And we've got a fan favorite that's finally joining the cast of Fate the Winx Saga in Season 2, Flora, played by Paulina Chavez.
Yeah, Fate fans, you're in luck because we're able to reveal the first look at the Earth Fairy Flora in the Season 2 clip.
Held her en route?
I'm pretty sure he's tried it.
Can you remember what the bites on Devon's body look like? Multiple incisions, a pattern? Might narrow it down.
It doesn't matter. This is a useless exercise. Dad already said he's not going to let you help.
Well, I'm very convincing.
More so than Rosalind? Because she was very clear no students were allowed near Devon. Dad won't do anything she doesn't approve of, pathetic as that is.
You need to lay off him.
And you need to get back to the school grounds. It's dangerous out there.
I'll be done when I'm done. Whoever you are, I'd come up very, very slowly. Flora! Miss me?
That was so wholesome.
That was such a beautiful moment of friendship.
I love it.
You almost don't realize how terrifying those like poison ivy-esque powers would actually be.
I thought I was gonna get attacked by vines.
I know.
Then they started growing beautiful flowers.
Went the whole other direction. Looks like there's a new arrival to Althea.
Yeah, she's very floral, and fans are pumped to see Flora join the fun in Season 2, and Paulina nails this role.
Flora will join Bloom, Stella, Aisha, Tara, and Musa in Season 2 as they fight to save Althea from a new evil threat that threatens the inhabitants. Why can't they just catch a break, man?
I know, why can't they just hang out? burn some stuff.
Give each other hugs.
Make it grow back with the Earth fairies.
Between the burnings.
Yeah, in between, you don't have to wait too long to find out what happens next. We have exciting news that season 2 is coming to Netflix in fall 2022. That's really soon.
It's gonna be hard to prioritize the watch order of these shows. Everything is coming out so quickly.
I'm really excited about.
This one's gonna be your number 1 priority. I
Come
know.
Come on, give it
Warrior
to me.
Nun fans, we've
Yeah.
seen you asking and asking and asking. I think Jacob's personally been harassing the Netflix team, asking for any tease of season 2. Fortunately, the wait is over.
I love in action sequences when they speed up the hits.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sick. Well, if you're into creepy mythology, badass superpowers, and intense fight scenes between nuns,
which who isn't?
Yeah, who wouldn't love that? Then this series is definitely made for you. I'm so pumped.
Warrior Nun follows an orphaned teen named Ava who wakes up in a morgue. I mean, like, universal experience right there. With a new lease on life and a divine artifact embedded in her back, and discovers she possesses superpowers as the chosen halo bearer for a secret sect of demon-hunting nuns.
It's the best type of nun.
I wonder where that secret sect practices and if I could go to them.
I want to find like that section of Catholic history.
Yes.
That would be like, I want to know what codex they got this out
yeah.
of. We have a first look at season 2, so let's check it out.
I know. You want to know what happened. Tell you the truth, I'm still figuring it out myself. First, I was dead. Then I was alive. Then I got tricked. And then the devil kicked my ass. Still, there's 1,000 items left on my life to-do list. But you can't check them off if you're dead.
No one in history has ever defeated Adriel and lived.
Well then, looks like we're gonna have to make history. I told you that I would learn to swim.
Wow, thank you, Warrior Nun.
You know, I'm just saying, Jesus walked on water. She was fully sprinting
She was
across
sprinting.
water. If I'd have known that that's what it was like to be a nun, I would have been a lot more interested.
Yeah, damn, I would have joined a long time ago. Where's the sign-up sheet?
I feel like we really missed out. The pitch that was given to me was very different. But everyone's favorite demon-fighting nuns are back in season 2 of Warrior Nun. For more action and updates, check out Netflix Geeked on Instagram.
I can't believe how many first looks and big reveals we've already shown you today, and we're just getting started.
We're very lucky. We're very lucky people. Later today, we've got everyone's favorite, of course, the Brellies. Together to debut an exclusive clip from the Umbrella Academy Season 3 premiere and preview what we have to look forward to. I'm so excited for this.
Yes, and we will also finally going to find out when The Sandman is premiering on Netflix, when Neil Gaiman, Tom Sturridge, and the cast sit down with Felicia Day to talk about the long-awaited adaptation. That's gonna be sick.
I'm so excited. But first, we're not done just yet. It's time for Jacob, Shadow and Bone.
Heck yeah. Did you watch season 1? I did. And it was a global sensation, and I'm still fighting with people online about whether I'm team Darklina, Melina, or Genialina. So.
I mean, we do need to get you off Tumblr. We have talked about that.
Yeah, my moody moment, okay? During last year's Geeked Week, we announced that Shadow and Bone will be coming back for season 2.
And since then, we've gotten some long-awaited casting news that Jack Wolf will be playing the Final Crow, Wylan, and Patrick Gibson is playing the heartthrob, Nikolai Lundstov.
And badasses Anna Leong, Brophy, and Louis Tan are playing the dynamic duo Tamar and Tolia.
But, I mean, the fans, we want another update.
We need one. And, well, Jay Stoobs, you're in luck. Because we have a very special video from the cast. Woohoo!
Hello, Creatureverse. In honor of Netflix's Geeked Week, we thought we would share some exciting news with you.
We've officially wrapped season 2 of Shadow and Bone, and we cannot wait for you to see what we've been up to.
Really sad that it's over, but also very excited for you guys to see it.
Well, we can't give too much away at this time. We wanted to answer a few questions to keep you guys guessing on what's to come. Love, power, heartbreak, heartrending, heart-pounding, swashbuckling.
Full of love.
Bigger, bolder, and badder.
Action-packed, epic, and crowtastic.
It's just gotta be #guilty. Guilty.
Underestimated.
Angry.
Fierce. Traumatized, but also the best.
Come on, it's not even a question. Come on. Jesper skills with pistols, please.
I'm gonna have to go with Tamar's axes. Sorry, Jesper.
Come on, guys. That's a no-brainer. His axes all the way.
Come on, you're speaking to a crow. Crow Club, all the way.
I'm gonna say the Crow Club. Definitely the Crow Club. Drinking, gambling, sounds great.
Year in Hellgate, all day long. I think I'd do all right in there, make a few friends.
Across the fold for sure. You know, there's things you'll see in Hellgate that you can't unsee.
True.
There's waffles. 100%.
That's gonna be pancakes.
Pancakes. A lovely vegan crepe.
We are all so excited, and we cannot wait for you to see season 2.
Happy Geeked Week, and we'll see you on the other side of the fold. That's a wrap!
Did that.
I just wish I had a British accent. I wish I was a part of them. It's so sweet. I like how it was like, cross the fold or spend a year. And it's like, pancakes or waffles. I love it. Based on the hit novels by Lee Bardugo, Shadow and Bone has an all-star cast of Jessie May Lee, Ben Barnes, Archie Renault,
as well as Freddie Carter, Amita Saman, and Kit Young.
Kanej Polaroid when? I mean, be sure to follow Shadow and Bone on Instagram and Netflix Geeked for all the season 2 updates.
Are you ready to introduce the next show yet? Do you need a breather? Because it's a big one.
Yes, I've recovered from my Shadow and Bone fandom. I am more than excited to introduce the first look at season 4 of Manifest.
Yes, and we were so stoked when Netflix announced Manifest will be coming back for its 4th and final season.
Yeah, fans can't wait to find out what actually happened to the passengers on Flight 828.
And we now have a special message from Josh Dallas, so take it away, Josh.
Hey, it's Josh. We're working hard here filming the final season of Manifest. There is a 2-part final season coming soon to Netflix. But in the meantime, here's a clip coming your way.
Cherry blossoms, there you are.
Yeah, I see you.
What did it say?
I mean, it said...
Something 828?
Yeah. I mean, I'm more preoccupied with the fact that it's carved into his arm.
Yeah.
But,
I was like,
it
what
definitely...
did he say?
I mean, I don't know about you, but when I, do my investigating into, the docks, the last thing I expect is an arm to reach out at me in a shipping container.
I'm just so curious, like, how long that dude's been there.
Exactly.
Why? Well, you couldn't have carved that on the side of the wall?
I'm also...
Man, this guy went all in, carving it on his arm. That's intense. Must be important.
The shining light coming out of the shipping container. What's going on there?
And dark inside? I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like they're trying to hoodwink us.
Exactly. Yeah, there's something, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call it now.
We're smarter than that.
Something amiss is happening here.
Yeah, there is something amiss.
We figured it out. There's a mystery here. You heard it here first. So get ready for the epic conclusion of Manifest by rewatching seasons 1 through 3. Maybe your answer is there.
Yeah, possibly.
And what's on the arm.
But up next, we have something a little more my speed, a treat from our friends at Vikings Valhalla.
You are here because you are Vikings!
Oh yeah, that is badass.
Wow.
That's pretty sick.
That was quite violent. But
I
I'm
like
not gonna
that.
lie, it was pretty badass.
It's giving me
Badass.
Hawk flashbacks. I like it. I'm feeling invigorated.
That is what it reminded me of.
I wish
Thank you.
I wish my sides were shaved and I had my mohawk right now. The evolution of the original series Vikings was a massive hit when it dropped on Netflix earlier this year, and already a second season has been announced.
While we can't show you what's in store for Leif, Freydis, and Harold in season 2 just yet, we do have a season 1 blooper reel to help tide you over.
I love blooper reels. I'm so excited. Let's check out some of the laughs behind the making of Vikings Valhalla.
Skål.
Skål. Skål, Vikings.
We heard that it was Geeked Week. Before we set off to battle towards our next season,
We wanted to stop in and say thank you.
Thank you so much.
You helped us to become a top 10 series in 91 countries.
Which my brain can't even comprehend.
And we are so excited to be able to bring you.
Not 1, but 2 more seasons of Vikings Valhalla.
As a thank you, we wanted to share with you some top secret info about the next season.
Firstly, there's not going to be any fighting. No axes, no swords, no arrows. We're done with that.
Secondly, no more romance. They said it wasn't clicking.
And finally, pagans and the Christians will become the greatest of friends and there will be peace everywhere.
No, all jokes aside, a Viking wouldn't come to Geeked Week without a gift.
So we offer up the greatest gift of all.
A video of us making complete and utter fools of ourselves.
Please enjoy, for the first time ever, a glorious reel of Vikings Valhalla bloopers.
Did they say action?
They did say action, yes. Come at me.
Fall back!
You secure the...
No. No.
Let me do that again. Let me do that again.
Let me do that again.
But I believe I could be of service to you here in England, should you require... Should you...
Would you like to start again?
I'd love to start again.
Let me do that again. Wrong line. Is my hair okay like this? Okay, yeah. It is now.
It is now.
Just the bacon I slept through.
That's great.
You know, I've always thought that the best way to approach getting on a horse is to just
just what is just like dead fish onto it? I'm sure the horse would love that.
I mean, it looks like the cast had an amazing time.
Yeah, you just flop sideways on the horse the whole time.
Jacob's got some tips for you guys.
Yeah, there we go. Well, hey, if you like Vikings and you can't get enough of period action adventure shows, then you're gonna really enjoy this next Sword and Sandal series. That's a good sword and sandal.
Yeah, it's a good genre.
Yeah, this isn't written. I just came up with it. I am prolific.
We're of course talking about Barbarians.
Nichts besteht für immer.
There's just something about dudes angry, screaming into the camera with their arms out.
You know, I mean,
it speaks to me. I don't know what it is.
It's like, it's vicarious, you know? We live in such a world where, like, if you get frustrated with someone, the best you can do is just be like, oh, okay, like a little passive aggression in your day. But apparently, there used to be other options.
You know what? The next time you're at Starbucks, you should try that JC just in mess up your order.
Pull out my battle axe and start screaming.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Barbarians is about a Roman officer torn between the mighty empire that raised him and his own tribal people, which leads to an epic historical clash.
Season 1 ended with a massive battle of the Romans ambushing the barbarians.
And, I mean, what's gonna happen next? We have a sneak peek at Season 2.
Wir zeigen unseren Leuten, dass Rom nicht unbesiegbar ist.
Wir werden kämpfen. Wir vernichten alle Römer. Weil ich weiß, wie sie leben. Ihr wisst, wie man sie tötet.
Ihr seid eine Armee der Toten!
I
Looks like the Romans are gonna fall.
I mean, spoiler alert, but the Romans did not meet a very
The Romans.
Things don't end well for the Romans. But I do love to see a woman holding an axe, I'm not gonna lie.
There you go.
You heard it here first on Geek Weeks, folks. Barbarian Season 2 is finally coming to Netflix this fall. This fall, everything's this fall.
I know, it's crazy. Well, you can check out Season 1 now on Netflix if you haven't already.
And if you have, I mean, why not just rewatch it?
Yeah, prepare for the fall.
Yeah. Up next, we have a series that's become a global sensation.
Based on the webtoon now at our school, we have All of Us Are Dead.
I love zombies. All of Us Are Dead is a coming-of-age story set in catastrophic circumstances where a group of loyal friends band together to overcome zombies and crushes and loss and bullies.
Cast got together for a special message to help us celebrate some of the big news. All of Us Are Dead is coming back for Season 2.
켜준 거 맞나? 잘 찍히나? 안녕하세요 여러분 오랜만이에요. 지우학 시즌 1을 사랑해주신 전 세계 넷플릭스 팬 여러분 감사합니다.
다들 잘 지내고 계시죠? 저희도 잘 지내고 있어요. 그리고 다들 소식 들으셨죠?
지금 우리 학교는 시즌2 제작이 확정되었습니다. 시즌2도 많은 관심 부탁드립니다.
지금 우리 학교는 시즌2에서는 과연 어떤 일들이 벌어질지 저는 친구들이 기다리고 있어서 이만 가볼게요. 그럼 안녕.
Well, regardless of how into zombies you are, I think it's safe to say that all of us are here for All of Us Are Dead.
All right, everybody, our time with you is almost at an end, so you know what's coming up next. It's gotta be good.
But don't go anywhere. even though Jacob and I may soon be saying our farewell, Felicia Day is going to be sitting down with the cast of The Umbrella Academy and The Sandman and revealing some exciting exclusives from the upcoming series.
Meanwhile, our friends at Most got together with the cast of First Kill and put on a vampire ball.
How do I get invited to that? I need to go to a vampire ball.
Be a vampire. That's prerequisite.
Missed the first requirement. Okay, and that's just day one of Geeked Week. We have 4 more days of big reveals, cast reunions, and Stranger Things. We gotta get you as a sound guy.
Like, I really could. I could totally.
You're a one-man Foley artist.
Come on, Netflix, hook it up. Okay, but we have promised some big news before we sign off.
Yes, and for those of you who have been up in the Netflix Geeked comments demanding more news on Alice in Borderland, your time is now.
Well, it's been 2 long years since Alice in Borderland first dropped on Netflix, and in the time since, it's ranked in the top 10 in over 70 countries twice. The second time after the release of the mega hit Squid Game.
And the upcoming season is sure to be incredible. For those of you who are unfamiliar, let's take a look back at season 1.
おかしくないか?
Game を開始します。
トランプのマークごとに大まかなゲームのジャンルが決められている。
ゲームを開始します。
クラブはチーム戦、ダイヤは頭脳戦。
電球のスイッチはゲームを開始します。
あとは人の心をもてあそぶ裏切りのゲーム。
これ何なんだよ。
そこに答えがあるのかな。
ようこそ理想の楽園ビーチ。これがその答えだ。ゲームをクリアして全てのトランプを集めることだ。カードは全てビーチの財産。
トランプ集めれば帰れるってそれ本当なの？
ゲームを開始します。
必ず生き残って。
ゲームを開始します。
何かを手に入れるためには何かを失う。
何を考えてる？命には限りがある。そんなこと考えずに今まで生きてきた。
希望はまだ残ってんだ。
生きたい。
俺たちはまだ生きてる。
俺は生きる。
Oh my god, that looks so good.
So intense.
If you haven't watched it yet, Alice in Borderland is a Japanese sci-fi thriller about gamers who end up in a parallel world where they have to play for survival.
And the upcoming season is sure to be incredible. Just take a look at these images of the stars Kento Yamazaki and Tao Tsuchiya. Oh no.
I mean, they don't look thrilled.
It's so dire. It's so dire.
Kento Yamazaki as the video game obsessed Ryo Hayahiso.
I feel like he's looking at the game master.
Ooh, you think it's a big reveal here?
And Tao Tsuchiya as the mountain climbing obsessed Yuzuha Usagi.
This is a battle to get one final winner. That's the winner right there. If you loved Squid Game, Kingdom, or Hellbound, you're sure to love Alice in Borderland. Hey, Jacob, by the way, are you a fan of One Piece?
Come on now, come on, give it to me.
I had a feeling. One Piece is one of the biggest manga. I get that? Okay.
Yeah.
He's been giving me some lessons. And anime of all time. I can't believe it has over 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And Luffy's quest to be the Pirate King is coming to live action in the new Netflix series starring Iñaki Godoy, Emily Rudd, Makenyu, Jacob Romero-Gibson, and Taz Skylar.
The cast has been hard at work in South Africa, bringing the world of One Piece to life. And to get a sense of the show, we got an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at a truly massive set. So let's roll the clip.
Hello everyone, I'm Iñaki Godoy and I play Luffy in One Piece.
Hi, I'm Steve Maeda. I'm the showrunner of One Piece.
And I'm Matt Owens, showrunner.
And as you can see, we're here in South Africa bringing One Piece to life.
We'd like to show you a sneak peek of some of our massive sets.
As the biggest One Piece fan, it's been really exciting seeing some of my favorite places from the manga become a reality.
Alright, enough talk. Roll the clip! Roll it!
Oda's world is so unique. Seeing all of this stuff in person, being able to reach out and touch it has just been such an experience. Our crews down here in South Africa are incredible, and it's been so rewarding to see them taking Oda's world and bringing it to life. Because of the level of detail and attention that goes into all of these sets, they take a good amount of time. I mean, right now we're building Arlong's map room, and it's already been a couple of weeks, but it's a big build because it's a really important location. A lot of drama goes down in there. A lot of action goes down in there. So we have to get it just right.
I love all the ships, but Baratier is massive. It is iconic. It is surrounded by floating docks, along with a bar inside the fish mouth, which is going to be Zoro's favorite spot in those episodes. At the end of it all, I'm most excited to just be able to share this world with old fans and new. We get to go to work every day and walk on these massive sets and see these characters come to life. It's a really special experience and a privilege, and we can't wait to share it with you.
Oh my, I can't believe they built all of that.
I mean, to see those sets in live action is just, it's gotta be so exciting for longtime One Piece fans.
That was our first look at the Baratier. That's so cool.
I mean, the attention to detail, everything we saw, it's so intricate, it's so incredible.
Yeah, and we actually have some exciting casting news for One Piece.
Choma Umwela will play Nojiko, Celeste Lutz will be Kaya,
and Alexander Maniatis will be Klahadore. And we'll have Langley Kirkwood as Captain Morgan.
Plus Craig Fairbrus as Chef Zeph, and Stephen Ward as Mihawk.
If you can't wait to hit the high seas, be sure to follow One Piece Netflix and Netflix Geeked on Instagram and Twitter.
But don't set sail just yet, because our next title is something you're not gonna wanna miss.
Yeah, coming July 14th, Evil has evolved.
That's right, we're talking about Resident Evil, the legendary franchise redefined for Netflix.
Set 14 years after a deadly virus caused a global apocalypse, as that happens, Resident Evil sees Jade Wesker, the daughter of Albert Wesker, fighting for survival in a world overrun by the bloodthirsty infected.
She's haunted by her past in New Raccoon City and her father's chilling connections to the Umbrella Corporation. But most importantly, what happened to her sister?
Wait, what happened to her sister?
Well, we'll see. Because right here at Geek Week, we're getting the very first trailer for Resident Evil.
Whoa.
They said the world would end in 2036. But they were wrong. The world ended a long time ago.
Umbrella, a company besieged by scandal, is now trying to reinvent itself.
The old Umbrella made mistakes. The things we're working on today, they're gonna change the world.
Where it's safe and warm for
We have a problem. The drug contains the T virus. The T virus can make monsters.
Billions will die.
Everyone keep your mouth shut.
Fuck it.
Do not resist.
Marriage is complicated.
Oh my God.
The old-timey music that makes everything really eerie.
Why does it always make it so creepy?
Yeah.
It's such a good juxtaposition.
Really is.
But like, Resident Evil had such a hold on like when I was in high school. Oh my God, I feel like 2000s-ish is like when like Mila Jovovich just owned the world. But I gotta say, like the property always had so much potential, and I just feel like, oh my God, like this looks like the best possible version of this story. I'm so excited. Lance Reddick leads the cast as Albert Wesker and is joined by Ella Balinska and Tamara Smart.
It also stars Paola Nunez, Sienna Agudong, and Adeline Rudolph.
It seriously just gives us the best of what Resident Evil has to offer. Badass heroes, insane creatures, a fight for survival, and a deep mystery to unravel.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
I mean, you know how we love a mystery. We can also reveal this creepy new poster for the show.
Is that a liquor? That's badass.
It is. You can see the full new poster over at Resident Evil Netflix on Instagram.
And if you want, you can dive deeper and find out more about Resident Evil and the Umbrella Corporation. Head to umbrellaisjoy.com. It's a very misleading URL.
Come on, it's a family-friendly corporation. Okay, this is our last big reveal of the day before we send you on your way. Jacob, do you want to take this one?
Absolutely, Jay Stoops. We all know you loved the first German original series Dark as much as we did. The creators of the incredible, mind-bending German sci-fi drama are coming back with an even wilder series.
We're talking about 1899, a brand new thriller that follows the mysterious circumstances around the voyage of an immigrant ship from Europe to New York.
The passengers, all of different backgrounds and nationalities, are united by their hopes and dreams for a new century and their future abroad. Oh, this makes this so sad because they discover a second ship adrift on the open sea that had gone missing for months, and their journey takes an unexpected turn. I don't know why they go to the ship.
You never take the detour. Like, you never take the detour.
They should have just went straight there to the promised land and they would have been fine.
It just, you hate to see it happen to good people. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Emily Beecham. I play Moira from 1899, and I can't wait for you to enjoy this show. I am Moira Franklin. Today is October 19th, 1899.
Why do you think they're all here?
They're all running away from something. Why else would someone want to go somewhere different? Wake up.
People are oblivious to reality. They only see what they want to see. And all they have to do is shift their perspective to see the full scope of things.
Hi, my name is Jantje. I'm the showrunner and head writer of Dark. Of Dark.
Hi, I'm Baran Bo-Oda. I'm the showrunner, director, and executive producer of 1899. Dark was not about action at all, but this is really an action show with a lot of violence, beating, running, screaming. Someone at Netflix told us about the volume technology. To be honest, after 3 seasons of Dark, we were a bit tired of doing it in a very traditional way. Netflix was super helpful from the beginning because they said this might be the future and could be really interesting for your project.
How would you describe the volume to somebody who knows nothing about it?
I tried to describe it to my son and I just said,
It's like the biggest TV you'll ever see, and we just act in front of it.
It looks real. It really looks real, and that, of course, it's a huge help for us. So we don't have to travel to the desert, nor to the North Pole, nor to the glaciers and stuff. You can change that within a minute.
It would be a totally different experience if we're doing this on green screen. It just illuminates, like, literally everything. You see the whole landscape in front of you and the lighting, and so you're really looking at the sea.
It's a lot of prep work. It is a lot of frustration at the beginning because it is literally a new way of filmmaking.
We get to be pioneers. We get to work on things we have no idea about.
I think it's going to be exciting to watch if the audience actually loves this new puzzle too, as they liked Dark, and if they will figure out what this show is actually really about.
What's up with that black goo and the girl getting yanked back and the bodies everywhere?
I gotta
I thought
say,
this was about a ship.
if you like mysterious period pieces, be sure to check out 1899.
All right, Geeked Week. That's it for us. We covered so much. We laughed, we screamed, we cried, we dreamed all about these amazing upcoming Netflix series, both new and returning. But up next, we'll be chatting with the cast of The Sandman. Yes, The Sandman, and yes, you're finally finding out when it's coming.
And Felicia Day sits down with the cast of The Umbrella Academy for an exclusive sneak peek at season 3. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface of all the incredible content to come.
Yeah, stay right here on Geeked Week.
Hello, fellow geeks. My name is Mason Alexander Park, and I play Desire in The Sandman, and here are 5 reasons why you should be excited to see the show. The first reason you should watch The Sandman is because I am in it! No, it's actually because the cast is pretty remarkable. They are an insane, sexy group of people. The second reason is the representation in this show is pretty outstanding. It is an iconically diverse group of people, and I couldn't be more proud of the representation that is in the Sandman universe. The third reason is Neil friggin' Gaiman. I mean, he is an iconic storyteller. This is his baby, this is his world, and I cannot wait for y'all to see what he has been cooking up with us. The fourth reason is it looks and it feels just like the comics. There was a point where we were bringing panels from the comic books onto set in order to compare and contrast as we were building out scenes. The fifth and final reason is the endless. I think we are the ultimate dysfunctional television family, and what better to watch? It is the comic book version of The Sopranos. Thanks for watching Netflix Geeked, and I'll see you in The Sandman.
Sandman is the story of the place that we go when we close our eyes at night, and it's called the dreaming. And the dreaming is ruled by Morpheus. For 32 years, anybody who read Sandman, read the comics, that world is ending. I'm here at Shepperton Studios, and I'm getting to see what happens when you bring dreams to life.
I'm someone who is an obsessive Sandman fan. It's an awesome responsibility because it's something that is so beloved.
I read the Sandman graphic novels, so I knew that I simply had to be involved in this project because something truly unique was going to happen. The sets are vast. Great amount of detail and care has been put into how it's being brought to life.
Holy shit. This is amazing. We're in the Undercroft. Our art department, our set decorators, our production designers, they are wizards. They are absolute magicians, and to see what they've conjured here, it's like walking around inside your own dream. This is Sandman being made for people who love Sandman by people who love Sandman. And I cannot wait until people see this.
Tonight we will achieve what no one has even attempted. We will summon and imprison death. I give you a coin made from a stone. And I give you a feather pulled from an angel's wing. And I give you the blood from my veins. We summon you together!
Death has family, desire, destiny, despair,
Which one have I got?
Dream. You're gonna need all the help you can get.
Want to stay in the know about your favorite Netflix shows and films? You'll find news, videos, interviews, and more on Tudum, the official Netflix site to help find and fuel your fandom. Stranger Things, The Gray Man, The Umbrella Academy, and more. Make Geek Week last all year on netflix.com/Tudum.
Tonight, we will achieve what no one has even attempted. We will summon and imprison death.
What's up, Geeked Week? I am Felicia Day, and I am so excited to be here for this very special Geeked Week panel where we will finally answer the long-awaited question, when is The Sandman coming to Netflix?
Hey.
Whoa. Death has family, desire, destiny, despair.
We have some awesome surprises in store for you, but first, I couldn't do this panel without the three people I am about to introduce. Alan Heinberg, showrunner for The Sandman, and the man we have to thank for finally bringing this incredible world to life. Tom Sturridge, who plays the enigmatic Endless Dream, and Neil Gaiman, the brilliant mind behind the comic. Hi, Neil. Hi. The first issues of Sandman came out over 3 decades ago, and they have had such an impact on pop culture. What do you think continues to be so resonant about the story, Neil?
I think the story works because, you know, young Neil Gaiman had some kind of idea of what he was doing and was desperate to tell a story that would last, and also was desperate to tell a story that would keep being printed in a comic month to month, because he wanted to do this more than anything in the world. And so it had everything that I loved and cared about, and it was willing not to be the same thing. And I think that weirdness, the fact that Sandman isn't just one thing, but it grows, it changes. If you like one bit of Sandman, you may or may not like the next bit, but you'll love the bit after that, actually is responsible for why 3 decades later, it still has life. People still care about the story.
Alan, how did you approach adapting this comic to the TV series? Because it's a beast of so many different things.
I approached it primarily as a fan. I fell in love with it when I was in college. I was buying it monthly in comic book stores. So I steeped myself in the comics again. I read all of Neil's original scripts. And then I got to work very, very, very closely with Neil, bringing it to life. So, but primarily as somebody who loved it and was desperate to see a version of it. Yeah, primarily as a fan.
Tom, you are incredible too. Hey, what's up? What's up? What are the Endless, and how do they fit into the story of The Sandman?
Wow, what are the Endless? The Endless are a mysterious collection of beings, 7 siblings. They're children of the cosmic entities night and time. They're the anthropomorphic embodiment of certain forces, powerful human forces. In order of age, there's destiny, death, dream, destruction, desire, despair, and delirium. And what's amazing about them, and what I love about them, is that despite this kind of extraordinary, fantastical description, they are like a normal family in that they're riddled with dysfunction. And it's that dysfunction which propels our story and our narrative, and that's how they're a part of it.
You know, when I first came to America, people would say to me, you know, we love Sandman, and we love that you've made this dysfunctional family. And I'd never heard the term before. So I was like, what is a dysfunctional family? And they would explain, and eventually I went, oh, that's what in England we call a family.
Exactly.
Which one have I got?
Dream. You're gonna need all the help you can get.
That perfectly sets us up to introduce our next round of guests. Vivienne Champong, who plays Lucienne the librarian. Jenna Coleman, who plays demon hunting Joanna Constantine, Wanesu Samonyai, who plays Rose Walker, and Boyd Holbrook, who plays the Corinthian. Thank you so much for being here, so many of you. Dream goes on a journey through many different stories this season. There is this huge cast, as we can see. Have you all been together like this all at once before?
I don't think so.
No. We've just met.
That's
This is it. We're
incredible.
witnessing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story is so varied and it goes so many places with so many actors. It's kind of funny to think you're such important characters and you've never met. That blows my mind. This cast, Alan, is just truly incredible. Can you talk about finding the right performers for these roles?
We had the most extraordinary casting directors, Lucinda Sison and Natasha Vincent, and Melee Nagler at Warner Brothers, who's in charge of casting there. And their tastes and their instincts were incredible, but mostly I think Neil did the work for us. Once word got out that, you know, The Sandman, this Neil Gaiman property that's been out for as long as it has and has as many fans as it has, once word got out, we had people coming to us saying, may I be in The Sandman? A lot of times we would start talking about, you know, who do we see in this role? And we got very lucky in that we were talking about Jenna from the very, very beginning, because Neil and I are huge Jenna Coleman fans. And we got very lucky that the pandemic, you know, allowed her the space in her diary to join us. So it happened a lot of different ways, but we got very lucky.
Vivian, Lucian is such a pivotal character for Dream. Can you talk about developing that dynamic with Tom?
When I met Tom, he's so lovely and warm and open. And then he just completely transforms into Morpheus and is incredible. And you can just tell that he really knows this character because he has just embodied him so beautifully. And it just made my job as an actor really easy. He's a dream, no pun intended. But literally, as an actor, a dream to work with because he just gives you so much. He's so generous. So it was a pretty easy thing for me to do with him.
Boyd, the Corinthian is a fan favorite from the comics. Let's talk about those eyes and how you approach bringing the Corinthian to life. Who is he and what is his role in the show?
Yeah, the Corinthian is basically the metamorphosis or your worst nightmare in the matrix of the dreaming, created by Morpheus. When I first heard about this and talking to my friends about it, they were like, oh, you're gonna play the Corinthian. And it seemed like a larger than life, really outrageous character. But the more I talked about it with Alan and Neil, it seemed like it was a person that you would welcome into your home. The sort of kindness and the ease that he would put you in. It was more Hannibal than like a flamboyant Joker character. And it was just very hard to calibrate being, you know, under these glasses. And just how to, a lot of acting is done with your eyes, so that for me was something to adjust to.
Yeah, well, there's a folksy, quiet menace to you that is very, people are going to be very excited to see.
Take that as a compliment.
It is. I'm from Alabama. I know folksy menace. Jenna, you are no stranger to epic franchises. What appealed to you about the role of Joanna Constantine?
Just from the first reading of the script, it was the character just was so fleshed out. The voice, everything kind of came to me straight away. Like the idea of her being this, you know, this lone kind of ranger in the world with this tough exterior and her cynicism and kind of wryness and wit to kind of not let anybody close. Yeah, quite a tortured soul, like with a big, compassionate heart hidden somewhere underneath.
Yeah. And an amazing trench coat.
And a great trench coat. That was the main reason, obviously.
That's a good outfit. But I do have a treat for you. In our first exclusive Geek Week reveal, we can share the brand new character posters for Joanna Constantine, the Corinthian, and some exclusive Sandman posters. Let us take a look.
Hey.
Ooh.
Whoa. Gorgeous.
I love it.
Ooh.
Oh. What happened?
Oh, the
I
eyes.
love that. God, that looks incredible.
Mm. Beautiful.
It's the hell.
I found out noises. Yeah, and the trench coat. How is it seeing that? Was that kind of cool to see it in real life?
I'm very happy we've got the crucifix in.
Yeah. Well, you're really rocking the trench coat. There are going to be a lot of cosplay, for sure. For those of you at home who want a closer look, you can check out these posters over on the Sandman Official on Instagram, and of course, at Netflix Geeked. Vanessa, this is your first series role as Rose Walker, and she's such a pivotal character in The Sandman. Can you tease a little bit of your story and what it was like to work with Tom?
So Rose Walker is a regular 21-year-old who has lost her parents, and she's just alone in the world, and she wants to find her brother, Jed. She wants a sense of normalcy back in her life. Along the way, she meets Morpheus, and they work on trying to get that going. And Tom is great, really great to work with. And what was really nice was how we played with Morpheus and like the relationship between them, the dynamic, and the change that Dream had over their interaction.
You guys have an incredible effect on each other, and it just blows my mind that this is your first role. It's a big set to step into. How was that for you?
It was great. This is a great, series to have as my first series role. Nerve-wracking in the beginning, and then I eased into it. The script was really, in the beginning, even when I was auditioning, it was something that it made it really easy to play because the script just like laid it out so well.
Yeah. Neil, how was it seeing all these actors bring your characters to life?
Wonderful in all sorts of different ways. Sometimes it will be wonderful because it was exactly the thing that I've always had in my head. Tom is Morpheus. Once you see him on the screen, you go, oh yeah, that's the guy in the comics. That's what he apparently sounds like, and that's how he moves, because we haven't really seen him move. Sometimes it's deeper or weirder or just different, but it's always deeper or weirder or different in ways that make it more interesting, not less. Having Viv, taking the character that Joe Orlando had created in the comics a long time ago and going, is there any reason at all that Lucien can't look like that but have pointy ears? And going, none that we can think of. Great. And it suddenly allows a level of honesty that we didn't have with these characters. Lucien, she can get meaner. Or having Joanna Constantine, watching what Jenna brought, this glorious, heartbroken, wounded, bitter sass to it. It was like, oh, that's exactly what I was trying to get into, into the original comic with John, only it's that, but more so.
So we have some fan questions for all of you. Alan, Noxie on Twitter asks, what's it been to bring something that's so beloved onto the screen? And what do you think viewers should expect, new and old fans of The Sandman, from the show?
We wanted to give longtime fans everything that they loved about Sandman, reading Sandman, and then more things that they, stuff that happens off panel, in the comic, just a deeper dive into these characters' lives and their feelings and their souls. A lot of our cast were new to The Sandman too, so we couldn't just operate within a fan bubble. We really needed to be able to tell the story for people who've never read Sandman before, and it was a pleasure to introduce people to this world and these characters for the first time. So you really don't need to have ever read the comics, but if you see the series and you enjoy it, we hope you'll run out and start reading, because there's a lot to enjoy.
I read them in college, and I remember having a huge crush on Dream, and then watching the episodes. I forgot most of it, but I'm like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of crushes on Dream. Sorry, Tom. Hey, Tom, Mel on Twitter asks, OMG, are we gonna see Dream's cool outfits? Question mark.
OMG, are we gonna see Dream's cool outfits?
Yeah.
OMG, yeah.
OMG, you'll see him without any outfit.
One of Dream's outfits is what he doesn't wear in episode 1.
Exactly right.
No, but Sarah Arthur, our costume designer, was extraordinary and
very collaborative. Tom is very involved.
She is. Well, what's exciting about Dream is within our story, he enters so many different worlds, and it was so important for him to carry the authority that he has within these worlds. Who is Dream in hell? Like, who is he in contemporary London? Who is he in his own throne room? And it was such an enormous act of imagination on her part and on all of our collaborators in trying to answer those questions, which are not questions that you get to do very often in a job like this. Like, normally it's like, which are the coolest jeans? And yeah, it was magic. So OMG.
Well, there's going to be a
This is good.
resurgence in crushed velvet outfits, I'll tell you that. It's very cool. Jenna, Juliana, AKA Coleman's Dimple on Instagram asks, what can we expect from this new version of Joanna Constantine?
This new version of Joanna Constantine, I guess, if you would agree, like an upgrade. She's been upgraded in her
clientele, definitely.
Her clientele, yeah.
She's a bit posh.
Yeah.
Yeah. She operates in a world that's sort of at a higher level. I mean, the Queen and the royal family are clients.
Oh.
So you can't really get any higher than that. Is
Or
that
lower.
a spoiler? Sorry?
Or lower.
Oh, yes, exactly. Sorry.
They'll cut that.
Yeah.
Also, did you know that your dimple had an Instagram handle?
No, I did not.
You guys should get together sometime. Swirly on Twitter asked Vivian, what is it like being literally the best character?
Oh, wow.
That's biased.
The best? I don't know. Like, you know, I mean, all the characters are the best, really. So they're being very kind. Thank you.
You're a fan favorite. Tom, Cat Lady Bean on Twitter asked, is Dream's helm an actual prop? And if so, how did you make it?
Well, firstly, I made it.
From the bones of a dead god.
From the bones of a dead god. It is a real prop. And as Neil said, the most important thing, again, it was an act of imagination trying to create it. There are so many different images of it within the kind of the history of the comics. But in Overture, the source of it is revealed, which is a battle that Dream has with a deposed god who has imprisoned him in the dreaming with his love, Alienora, and he constructs a helmet out of the god's skull and spine, so he never forgets the defeat that he had when he was imprisoned. And what's important was that the helm had that organic quality of a skull and a spine, and wasn't this kind of what it can sometimes be perceived as a sort of space helmet.
Well, we can actually inspect whether it looks organic or not because we have the real helm here. Helm girl, here it is. Wow, thank you. Does that look like an organic spine of a dead god?
Yeah, I think it
It's
does.
very bony.
I'd say 9 out of 10. Maybe 10 out of 10. Wonderful. It's just going to sit here watching us for the rest of this. It's going to be great. Boyd, Stephen Rosario DZ on Instagram asks, is there a serial killer convention coming soon?
To a town near you.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a full-on national tour.
Oh, great. That's frightening. Wenesu Caravan City on Twitter asks, what scene was the most difficult?
It was in, I think, episode 8, where I went into Hal's dream and I had to react to what I was seeing on stage because we hadn't put the effects in yet and he hadn't got a mask on yet. It was kind of hard to try and imagine what it looked like and how terrifying it was. So my reaction was a bit smaller than it probably would have if I saw that in real life.
Neil, I am sad __CH on Instagram. Great handle. How did Neil Gaiman manage to make this story so grand and intimate at the same time? Grand and intimate, Neil.
I think it gets to be grand mostly because at the end of the day, it's 3,000 pages long. So at that length, you've become an epic, whether that was where you started out or not. But also, I think one of the things that I wanted to try and do when I was writing it was to tackle enormous beings, enormous ideas, and enormous time spans. But the only way that you can make anybody care about any of that stuff is by actually looking at human beings and what happens to them and people's hearts and people's minds and what happens to those. You know, Tom's huge story as Morpheus would be so much less interesting without a Rose Walker, without a Joanna Constantine. You need what happens to them. And their influence on him is actually what drives season 1. It's all about change, and it's all about beings who are bigger and greater than gods and what they're going to become.
This is a big reveal. Alan, Amanda Pike on Twitter asks, who is voicing Merv?
That is a big reveal. And I'm going to tell you, we were thrilled to be able to ask and get Mark Hamill to be the voice of Merv Pumpkinhead. And he's fantastic in it. And he was such a pleasure to work with. Neil and I had a day with him on Zoom, and he could not have been sweeter. Can I try this? Can I try that? What do you need? Let me do it again. I didn't like that one. It just made me a new kind of fan of his. I loved him.
And his Merv is hilarious. That's the other thing I think that needs saying. Merv was always in the comics on the one hand, a kind of comic relief, but on the other hand, also the voice of sanity, the voice of just going, this is actually kind of nuts. He gets to be that person, especially when arguing with Patton Oswalt's Matthew. So much fun.
Fans are going to go crazy. Now it's time to answer the fan question we've gotten more than any other. When are we finally going to see the Sandman debut on Netflix? Alan, I'm going to ask you to do the honors as well.
All right, I have brought something special that I think can show it, if you don't mind. If we can just
take over the stage.
All right, let's roll the tape, as they say.
I am the king of dreams, ruler of the nightmare realm.
What are you doing here, Etty?
He's coming, isn't he? Morpheus, the Aneromancer. You know, the Sandman.
He's a fairy story, Etty.
He's no fairy story. He's back.
Good to know.
What's he got in his hands? Open your hands, now!
Forgive me, sire, the palace, the realm. They are not as you left them. With you gone, the realm began to decay and crumble.
The dreams and nightmares no longer seem to recognize their monster. You will remind them.
He's free. He's out of his cage.
Wow.
That looks so good. Did you have any reactions? That was amazing, right?
It seems so cliche, but epic. Yeah.
It's really epic.
The dreaming looks amazing.
Alan, it must be so long coming to this point. How do you feel?
I cannot wait for fans and for new fans, people who've never heard of Sandman before, to watch these incredible actors tell this man's incredible story. I could not be more excited to share it with everybody and have everybody finally see it and fall in love the way I've fallen in love. So.
Yeah. Neil, what do you think fans are going to think?
I think fans are going to be incredibly excited because this is Sandman. It's taken us 34 years to get Sandman on screen. I have killed off so many bad Sandmans on the way. The bodies of so many dead Sandman movies have been buried. To do it right and to get to the point where now Netflix would have the confidence in us and assemble amazing actors, amazing people to do it. And it's Sandman, and that's what I think people are going to be responding to. The thing they love, it's on the screen.
Yeah. Well, as a fan, you definitely did it right. I could keep talking to all of you all day, but unfortunately that is all the time we have for today's special Geek Week panel for The Sandman. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us at Geek Week this year. Unfortunately, we don't have to wait much longer until The Sandman hits Netflix. We finally can announce that it will be coming to a stream device near you on August 5th. So we will be back with this fabulous crew for a special episode of The Sandman Unlocked, where we will go into all full spoilery details. For now, I'm Felicia Day, and be sure to keep watching Geeked Week all week long for more exciting reveals. Bye!
Hey everyone, it's Elliot. Just wanted to say thank you for all your continued love and support. We have the absolute best fans in the world, and what we wanted to do is answer some of your most burning questions.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's David.
It's Tom.
Hi everybody, it's Emmy.
Hello, it's me, Robert. Hey everybody, it's Aiden.
Hey everyone, it's Ritu.
Shooting the final scene of season 2 was incredibly fun.
It was really funny. Justin Min had to wear a certain specific kind of hair, and the whole time I just kept calling him Baby Diego.
It was really nice to be able to actually look at Justin H. Min in the face for the first time in 2 years.
We didn't know all the details, so the surprise about Ben at the end was a surprise for us.
Confusing because none of the actors that had been cast as Sparrows this year were actually cast yet, so there was just silhouettes.
Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa.
433 by John Cage. It's a banger.
Creep by Radiohead.
Smash Mouth, World Star, All Star.
I think it's My Way by Frank Sinatra.
Stan, Eminem.
Fun.
Exhilarating.
Chaotic.
Debauchery and or shenanigans.
Chaotic? No. Hilarious.
Hot.
No. Destruction.
S Club 7.
There are 7 psychopaths in the movie 7 Psychopaths.
Sins. Seas. Chocolate.
Dwarves.
7 Dwarfs.
Wonders of the World.
Umbrellas.
Golden Brown.
It's either Don't Stop Me Now or Here Comes the End.
The Scissor Sisters.
I did it my way.
Everybody. Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet's back, alright. Backstreet Boys. You know, that's probably everyone's answer.
Morning bird! Oh, caw, caw! She is a morning bird, okay?
Night Owl.
Morning.
Morning Bird.
Night Owl. Both.
Morning bird catches the worm.
Me or David or Aiden?
Justin.
Aiden.
I certainly do it a lot, so it could be me.
Me, Tom, and Elliot, 100%. If the three of us are in a scene, that's a wrap. We never get it done.
No one.
Me? Yeah, no one.
Aiden's pretty good at not breaking.
Aiden is pretty, I have to say, clearly the most professional of us all. What else is new?
Hey, thanks so much, Umbrella fans.
Thank you so much, Umbrella fans.
Thanks so much, Umbrella fans. We love you.
We love you, and we can't wait to show season 3.
We truly can't wait to share season 3 with you.
This isn't your home. What are you talking about? This is the Umbrella Academy. This is the Sparrow Academy.
Shit. When we jumped here, we created a time paradox. Our little paradox brought forth a freaking Kugelblitz.
What the hell is a Kugelblitz?
Essentially, we're screwed.
Everybody else could see Ben, right?
Yeah, and he's a complete dickhead.
They're all dickheads. Dickheads who can fight.
Next person to say dickhead is getting a punch to the throat.
Dickhead.
Dickhead.
We caused a paradox, and that paradox is swallowing things.
How long do we have?
4, maybe 5 days before the rest of existence is blitzed.
Not to mention, we've been replaced by a bunch of blobs and cubes and birds and shit.
Your team's good, but I don't think you're better than me. I ended the world twice, and you're just meat and spandex.
Dad didn't adopt us as babies, but those babies still existed here. So, if you ever see your other self,
Kill them.
Sleep with them.
avoid them.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, come on, as if you wouldn't climb Luther Mountain.
If
I kill you, do we get our Ben back?
What the hell did you just say?
What are you, their mascot?
More like their ringer.
It's a ballroom biscuit!
Been looking for you. Spoiler alert.
We're speeding, sound speed.
There we go. Hooah! That'd be a weird.
The Real Housewives of the Umbrella Academy reunion. Here we go.
This isn't your home. What are you talking about? This is the Umbrella Academy. This is the Sparrow Academy.
Hello, hello, Geeked Week! I am Felicia Day, and I am so excited to be here for this very special Geeked Week panel for the Umbrella Academy. Yes, finally all those purple umbrellas in the chat have paid off. We are going to treat you to some exclusive first looks at Season 3 in just a little bit, but want to know what's even more of a treat? I have gathered up as many of the fabulous cast behind the Umbrella Academy as I could to share those first looks with you. So, without further ado, let's welcome our panel. Tom Hopper, who plays the #1 in our hearts and for the Umbrella Academy, Luther. David Castaneda, who plays Master of Knives and the Brellies #2, Diego. Amy Raver Lampman, who I heard a rumor plays the fabulous #3, Allison. Aidan Gallagher, who plays the well overdue for not having apocalypse crisis to deal with, #5. Hey. Justin H. Min, who plays Ben, now #2 of the Sparrow Academy. We're gonna have to talk about that. And Genesis Rodriguez as the newest member of our cast, the #5 of the Sparrow Academy, Sloan. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you also to everyone who responded to at the Umbrella Academy and at Netflix Geeks with your fan questions for this panel. We got so many of them. We will do our best to answer as many as we can throughout the show. So, Season 2 ended up with quite a cliffhanger. Can you guys talk about where things pick up for Season 3 for each of your characters? Tom, do you want to start?
Well, I guess we start with seeing the Sparrow Academy, right? And then dealing with the fact that this is not our timeline anymore, right? So I think for Luther, I think the pressure's off for him now, initially, right? I think until any problems start occurring, he thinks, well, great, well, we can just kind of get on with our lives here then, because we don't have any pressure, we can just crack on. So, yeah, that's certainly where it starts for Luther until, as I say, problems start happening.
Yeah, pretty much immediately, right?
Yeah.
Emmy, where is Allison in this moment when you start off Season 3?
I think everyone's a little jumbled by the fact that we've come home to find out that our home is not our home and there's strangers on the balcony.
Yeah. David seems pretty. Your character seems pretty aggro when you see everybody. You ready to start fighting?
Yeah. So sort of an identity crisis.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think Allison's priority, the reason that she agreed to go with the rest of the family and leave the 60s, was to get home to her daughter. So that's her first priority and her only priority, to be honest.
Yeah, as any mother would.
Yeah.
Any good mother. Yeah. I guess not to judge anybody's mother. Sorry, Mom. Hayden, how is Fi feeling when you see this? I mean, you probably have seen enough disaster to, fill the whole garbage can. What are you thinking right now when you see this other team?
I think he's flustered. I mean, he's seen his fair share of crazy timeline and whatnot, so he keeps an eye on the briefcase, but yeah, it's in the back of his mind whether or not to use that, because who knows, this might be fine.
Yeah.
It might just be that we're out of a home, in which case just, I don't know, find a realtor or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Realtor.
Or a ball.
Zillow, Redfin.
Or a ball of twine.
Now, Justin, you are on the other side of the world. You're facing off against your old Brellies. How does that feel?
Traitor.
Wow.
She went there.
Starting this interview off spicy. We are set up where we're having a typical day at the Sparrow Academy, our beautiful home, and then suddenly out of nowhere, these strangers appear and they're looking at Ben in this odd way. So I think he's startled and also suspicious of who these people are and why they're here.
Yeah. Alternate universe, alternate academy. Let's talk about the Sparrows. Genesis, what do we need to know about the Sparrow Academy in general?
The Sparrow Academy is a completely different family, equally as dysfunctional. But they really are crime fighters. They're organized, they have trained their entire lives, and they've dedicated their lives to stopping crime. And they're kind of a big deal. They're very popular.
Very Ron Burgundy. Very Ron Burgundy.
They're very popular. And,
Lots of billboards.
Lots of billboards. They're a brand.
Yeah, they're a brand. So they've succeeded where the Borellis maybe haven't as far as marketing.
Wow.
Maybe
The
I don't know.
billboard should say we're kind of a big deal.
We're kind of a big deal. Trademark. Well, we have our first sneak peek for Geek Week. We brought everyone an exclusive clip, so I hope you're excited about that. Let's take a look.
Big one is strong but slow, possibly stupid. Some sort of simian hybrid.
Who took the little jumpy guy?
Me. Just gave him a spanking and sent him to school.
Hello!
The skinny one is their weak link.
Less hiding behind couches shouting, "Where's my daddy?" It's a superpower. They disrespected us, Marcus. We need to be out there finding these freaks and taking them out.
Oh, you mean like this? I mean, we haven't faced decent enemies for years. This could be good for us. Good for business. But only if we're smart with our next move.
Yes.
Okay, can we?
Can
we not?
You clearly had a trainer too. You're ripped.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sorry to bring it up. I'm just
Can we
We
not?
love this for you.
I really do.
Yes, they had all of us on quite intense training regimens before we started the show, and so it was sort of nice to get into the character in a physical way, in a way that we haven't been able, or I haven't been able to do previously for the show. So
Well, I'm sure the fans will appreciate it. Your dedication.
David will, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I always do.
Kirby on Twitter asks for Justin, what was it like to work with a new group of people with new powers?
Yeah, Justin, what was that like?
It was wonderful. I mean, I think we had chemistry right away. It almost felt like working on a new show. I was playing a sort of a new character with a new cast, and we got to Zoom a number of times before starting filming, and I just felt like it really worked immediately, and it's so lovely. It's so lovely. Of course, love these guys as well, but...
Did you miss it? At all?
Yes.
Yeah. Emmy's face seems a little skeptical. She does not like where this is going.
The thing is, we so rarely got to actually do scenes with him.
Yeah,
It's
it's mostly
so
just jealousy.
he was just
that
around.
They actually got to look him in the eyes.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to for 2 seasons because he was dead.
Yeah. Okay, so flip side. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Can anybody tell me what's up with the Cube? Christopher the Cube? Is he like a good roommate? What do you think?
He's very opinionated, I do have to say.
Follow up to all of you, actually. Who would win in a fight? You or your number opposite? So, like Tom, Luther versus Marcus. Who would win?
Tight.
Really?
Very tight.
It'd be very tight.
I'm good, just for my own ego. Tight.
Okay.
But he's probably a touch faster than sluggish Luther. So maybe,
All right. What about Diego versus Ben?
I think Ben would win, but Ben would cry. He'd win, but he'd cry.
I was gonna say you would cry.
No, but you would win though.
I would win, and you would cry.
What? So hold on, he's emotional in victory.
Because the knife will cut your tentacles, dude, and it would hurt you.
Okay.
And make you cry.
Yeah, that would suck.
I could see that, but I think Ben would kill Diego before the knives could even come out.
I wouldn't die.
Wow.
It's like a tennis match over here. I'm like,
Wouldn't die.
Why wouldn't you die?
Because Diego's lovable, dude. You can't kill Diego.
Okay.
So you're saying that Ben's not so lovable? Is it?
No, he's terrible.
Oh.
He's terrible. He's a dickhead.
Are we talking real life or fiction right now?
No, Ben.
Okay,
Ben.
okay, I
Of course.
just
No,
wanna get it
Justin's
clear.
a little marshmallow. He's like.
Oh, that's a compliment. Emmy, Allison versus Faye. Who would win?
Oh, man. I think Allison.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. What?
She's the most powerful of them all.
Yeah, you just have to say 3 words.
Yeah. I was thinking it from the physical aspect, just like actual hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, punching?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But also, yeah, I do think
If you're actually using your
Allison's
power.
is crazy.
Yeah.
That's really incredible. So, I'd probably say Allison.
Okay, you take her out. Aiden versus Genesis. You can do it right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
This is a tricky one.
No, it's not what you think. It's a game of checkers. I think 5 would diffuse the conflict rather than fight. Like he'd
talk it out.
Well, he'd
talk it out, or
see if
just
you guys are actually a threat or just like you're in our house.
Mhm.
We weren't expecting guests. We need to prepare before.
Over a
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
So you would negotiate your way out of any conflict.
I would. I think 5 would make sure he understood the scenario before he starts killing people.
Okay. Oh, wow.
You've never done that before. You just kill people. Have I been seeing the same show?
I check like the guest list who's in the boardroom before I head in with the axe.
Okay.
Before the massacre.
No, just forget the whole Assassin's Guild thing. All right, make sure everyone's present.
But if I wasn't quick, she would totally win.
Yeah.
He's just got that blink thing, so he's got to be quick.
Yeah.
Gravity gal.
Gravity.
The Borellis evolve so much each season, and the Sparrows certainly are a new challenge. What different sides of your characters are you most excited to explore in season 3? Tom, let's start with you.
I think Luther lets go of a lot of his hang-ups. So he's more fun to play this year. I feel like this year he gets to play out his missed teenage years a little bit. I'll say that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Whenever I look at you, you look so skinny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost startling, like one of those 80s
That's what I'm
videos where
normally
they
like.
just squish people.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
This guy could use a leg day. That's all I could say. David, what about you? What about your character in season 3?
I think they're bigger than mine. Even more.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think it's more about, he's always wanting to prove himself, and now he's not at home anymore, and there's another academy, so he's a bit lost. He doesn't know what to do, so he wants to just focus his whole attention into like trying to get the Sparrow Academy out. Obviously, surprises happen that lead him in a different direction that, kind of helps him find purpose. So he's kind of purposeless at the beginning. He doesn't know what to do with himself, and that's kind of the journey that he goes into, I think, until the end of season 3.
Yeah. Emmy, where does Allison go? I mean, you've been a lot of places the first couple seasons.
Yes.
Where are you going from here?
I think Allison's got some trauma that she needs to kind of deal with and move through and work through, and so I think that's a lot of her season is kind of coming back from the 60s and dealing with what she experienced and witnessed and lived through and survived, to be completely honest. And that affects her emotionally, mentally, physically. So I think that's a lot of her season is kind of dealing with the aftermath of coming back from being a Black woman in the 60s in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, there's a lot of trauma.
Yeah, a lot.
Aiden, where's 5 going from here? I mean, you've had to manage so much time travel. What are you just hoping for in this season?
He goes straight to the horse races and kicks back. Yeah, he's looking for a break. He's been going at it nonstop for like 2 weeks now. So.
So true.
Yeah. Tough 2 weeks.
A total of 20
Long 2
days.
weeks.
Wow. When you summarize the show like that, it's a little scary. Captain Christine asked for Justin, how did you choose what traits to bring for this version of Ben? Is this Ben a different Ben than we've seen before?
Absolutely. I think a lot of what Steve Blackman, our showrunner, and I talked about was sort of playing around with this whole idea of nature versus nurture and how much of sort of the essence of Ben we wanted to keep and how much he would change because of this sort of different environment that he grew up in. And I think Ben, as his essence, is a very impressionable person. So the nurture part of it plays a much larger role in his life than for potentially other characters. So to grow up in an environment that felt more militant and, training to be a crime fighter in all of these ways, it really toughened him up in a way that he wasn't in the previous timeline. He's sort of has a large chip on his shoulder, so that's something that we wanted to bring into play as well.
Yeah. Your dad doesn't feel very nurturing this season.
Absolutely.
Is he ever, though? Is he ever?
Yeah.
Genesis, how do the Sparrows serve as foils for the Brellies? I mean, they're matched power-wise, but are they matched personality-wise too? Do you have anything in common with Five?
Personality-wise, I wouldn't say we're two different Fives, I believe, but I think there are some matches within both of the families for sure. Right? Yeah, right?
Do you think Luther has anything in common with Marcus? And
I think Marcus is the leader that Luther always wanted to be.
Wow, deep. Ooh,
Deep.
very deep.
Yeah.
Allison, anything with Faye? Do you have any matchup there?
Their love of birds. I don't know.
Why not?
That great bird watching
Allison
scene.
likes Allison had a pet parakeet. Just didn't make the cut. They're both sassy as hell.
Yeah.
I think they're both very, very strong, very, very opinionated and sassy. But I also think that they do have this ability to put their family first and kind of do what needs to be done for the greater good of the family.
Yeah.
I think both threes are kind of good at being kind of like the pillar of that.
Yeah, absolutely, kind of the center.
Yeah.
And then Diego and Ben, you guys are just resentful. You seem to have that in common, resentment.
I think you're everything that
Uh-oh.
Ben wants. You're everything that.
Uh-oh.
Well, exactly what Tom said about Luther, right?
What?
Ben is everything Diego wants to be.
I feel like they're both in the same place.
They are.
I think so.
They both have a chip on their shoulder. They both have the
chip
number
on
2
their
chip.
Yeah.
I think the difference is that Diego is not he's not afraid of making a fool out of himself. You know, he really will go there. You know, so but yeah, I think very much both have a imposter syndrome.
And wanting to prove themselves.
Yeah.
Fifth Umbrella on Twitter asks, if your character could have any of the Sparrow's powers, or the Sparrows vice versa, which would they pick? Emmy, you want to start?
My answer has always been the same for 3 seasons of the show. I think I would keep Allison's power.
It's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Aiden?
I've been saying for years that gravity manipulation would be a really cool power to have. And then it appeared on the show, and I was really happy to see that.
Yeah, very cool. Justin?
I've grown attached to the tentacles.
Yeah.
So
Literally? Wait, but literally also.
I
Yeah, literally.
I would keep mine. My Octopus Teacher is also a great documentary on Netflix.
Yes.
Also on Netflix. Love a plug.
Check it out on Netflix. Super depressing, but inspiring. David, what about you?
Wait, what's Marcus's power?
He's the same as Luther.
Yeah, it's
Super
the same.
strength.
Super strength.
Just
That's the only one that's
agility.
His
exactly the same,
smolder
right?
is.
Yeah.
We're
Amazing
literally the
smolder.
same.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of identical then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the
You and
same.
him.
Although Luther has no real obvious power in the show.
Just
I
strong.
would argue.
He can eat a lot.
Yeah,
I lifted up a tractor in
You got
season
the-
2.
Yeah.
He wrote the
That's true.
Wikipedia on the
And,
boat.
and still then, with a slight struggle.
But you're still strong. I mean, you lifted me up in season 1.
I lifted you up.
Remember?
Yeah.
When we came in.
When
and
was that?
So it's,
Oh, yeah.
When
So
you
I'm
were-
not like
you were
crazy strong.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny because the knives even punctured your arm. Remember that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
I was
your
like, what's my
answer,
power?
David?
What was the question?
I plead the fifth
That's
on that
abundantly
one.
clear. You
Would
don't
you-
know the question.
Would you keep your powers, or would you trade it for another?
Oh, yeah, I'll keep mine.
Okay, you keep yours, Genesis?
I really like my power a lot. I really love Lila's power because she gets all the powers. So I'm gonna go with Lila.
That feels like a cheat.
Yeah,
I never say that
Well,
because it
hold
feels
on.
like a cheat.
She
Yeah,
also gets
she's-
none of them if we're not in the area.
Well played.
But then doesn't need them
Right.
until she's in our area.
True. Right.
Huh?
Until she's amongst us, she doesn't need the power. Right? So when she's off on her own, she's like, I don't need it right now.
She doesn't
but
want it.
when she's fighting us, that's when she needs it, and she can use any of them.
Okay, that's like wishing for more wishes, but okay. And you already answered. Would you want to be more like Marcus? Just like maybe more, you could flip at least.
No. No.
I'm sorry.
I've experienced 2 seasons of like a mediocre version of Marcus.
Okay.
So like just upgrading to Marcus, it's sort of like it doesn't serve me.
It's
Whereas I think Kazi's power is quite good. Being able to,
Yeah.
that's quite fun as well.
Wait,
You
has
can
that
kind
been
of make-
revealed?
Yeah.
We'll just do it.
Okay.
Here's
yeah.
a question. Can Jamie see the other person's dream?
Yeah.
So then
So
that's
she can
that's
experience
great.
it. She
Then
can,
that
it can
is
be
brings
whatever
whole
she
new
wants
meaning
it to
to
be,
the look she
yeah,
gave you.
that's fun.
which is cool.
Okay.
So it's a fun power.
Well, we couldn't let a season of the Umbrella Academy go without, you guessed it, Twitter emojis. You will get a special surprise depending on whether or not you're using light or dark mode. So go, take a look. With the Sparrows, we also get a fan favorite setting introduced in season 3, Hotel Obsidian. In season 1, we had the Umbrella Mansion. In season 2, we were in the 60s. What does this new setting of Hotel Obsidian add to the story? David?
Well, I mean, just the production of it is just insane. When we got to walk in the first time, it was like you were transported into a different world. It was beautiful how they were able to put it. And we shot throughout that whole thing, so it pretty much became the backbone to the whole story.
Yeah. Genesis, did the Sparrows spend a lot of time at this hotel, or is this something you knew you find out in the season?
Yes, there's quite a bit in that new space. And really what they were able to do set-wise, it was actually incredible. And with some interesting materials too. Wasn't there like a paper cup holder that was disguised as wall? And
we're very green on the Umbrella Academy.
Okay. Yeah.
We make our sets out of recycling.
Yeah, it was very
Very
impressive.
From coffee shops.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Tom, how many Yelp stars would you give this hotel?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tricky.
Well, I think it looks a little tired, the Obsidian. It looks like one of those older Vegas hotels.
Okay.
You know, stained carpet, lots of
not like this
smoke-stained ceilings.
Yeah.
Not like
Tom is used to the Soho. That's why.
Yeah, I've been spoiled, guys.
Well, that perfectly sets us up for another exclusive clip reveal from season 3 premiere. Let us take a look.
Honestly?
From the back. There were 2 entrances, by the way.
Oh, Hotel Obsidian, I missed you, you slutty old dame. Absorb her into your bosom. You know, because back in her heyday, she played host to world leaders, Roosevelt, Gandhi, Stalin, Gorbachev, Castro, King Olaf of Norway, one of the Kim Jongs, Tito, Dalai Lama, Elvis, and not one, but 2 Kardashians, allegedly. But now, where are you going?
I gotta make a call.
Nowadays, she's just a flop house, party house, for those of us not looking to be judged by society's rules and norms.
You mean a place to hide?
Exactly. It's perfect. And the best part of it is, she's gonna look after us. No questions asked. Never.
I may have questions.
Yeah, me too.
This place is weird.
Seems like Klaus, if he recommends a hotel, it's probably not going to be a good experience, huh?
It's tricky though. In that moment, we needed someplace that they couldn't find us. So actually, Klaus was the perfect person to recommend a hotel because we needed to go to the most unlikely space.
Yeah, but you're right. The production design is pretty astonishing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, we have time for a few more questions from fans. D2007 __ on Instagram for Tom. Who is your favorite new character of season 3?
Oh, actually, I would probably say the new Ben. Yeah, because yeah.
Someone's blushing.
Yeah,
It's pretty great.
it's great because it's so different to the Ben that we knew as the Umbrella. So I think it's just such a great shift in the show, and it brings a whole new dynamic to well, also to your as an actor as well. I think it was brilliant. You know, working with Justin this year, it was so much fun, and yeah, so I can't wait for people to see it. It's gonna be good.
Sloan Hargreaves on Twitter asked David, how many knives do you think Diego owns?
17.
There it is. That's the answer.
17?
Is that how many you have on you?
Yeah. Is that and that's all you have?
Okay, but what do you
Mine is-
have in storage? Like,
That's all I have.
Mind you, you have no storage
Everything
now,
got
right?
destroyed.
Yeah.
you must be online constantly looking at knives.
I'm very much making sure that I don't lose any of them.
You go to fan
I'm like,
conventions?
So there's like a scene right after whatever fight scene where you're just picking up knives?
Yeah, well, it's between the scenes where I'm picking up the knives. You know, it's like the boring stuff. No one wants to see me pick up knives. They want to
That
see me
would be
throw them.
a fun blooper reel. Sorry to just go off. I'm just very curious.
That's fine.
Sorry.
No, keep going. I love knives.
Wow.
Especially sharp
She
ones,
loves
right?
cutlery.
Will
What can we
Ferrell,
say?
Ryan Gosling come out with a knife.
I know what to get you for Christmas.
Exactly. Eno on Twitter for Emmy asks, who do you think is the most powerful amongst the siblings?
Oh.
Sparrows and umbrellas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Both?
You can open it up.
All-
you can
all
open to know
siblings?
people, yeah.
I mean, I think I would probably say Lila, right? Because she's a chameleon and she can take on any power. So you're always going to be matched by your equal if you go up against her, which is pretty dangerous.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Chiquetti on Instagram asks, Aiden, do you think you would get along with your character this season?
I'm way too silly for 5. He would have none of me.
As we just saw with the knife conversation. He
I
would
would
not put
love
up
to
with
see that. I would love to see that conversation.
He'd wait for the coffee to arrive, he'd enjoy it, and then calmly walk out. If I didn't annoy him too much first, and then he would, I don't know. I don't think he'd like me. He'd be curious. He's like, who's this guy who looks exactly like me? Are we twins who this other one didn't have powers and is just, I don't know.
Captain Caitlin on Twitter for Justin, how does the Umbrella Academy respond to this very different Ben?
Ooh, they're very conflicted because obviously he looks like their Ben, but he acts very differently. And there are many looks shared throughout the show, especially in the first few episodes where they sort of see their Ben, but it's not who they think he is anymore.
Yeah, that must be hard as an actor when you guys have worked for so many years together being one person, for you to remove yourself from them and be a completely different person.
Absolutely, but on the flip side, as was pointed out, it was nice to finally look my fellow actors in the eyes for the first time.
Yeah.
It was really
And likewise,
fun.
yeah.
Liam on Twitter for Genesis asks, what is your favorite episode you filmed for next season?
Ooh.
No spoilers.
I can't.
Tricky, I
You
know.
can give a
I
number.
can't really
You can get a
say.
number.
You can give a number.
1 and 8.
Ooh, good numbers.
Before I let you go, we're going to play a little game I like to call Spoilers Without Context, okay? So the rules are very simple. I want you to share something cryptic. There's a massive spoiler that only will make sense once the fans have seen the whole season. So it could be a sound, it could be a gesture, a facial expression, a word, anything that gives you a clue in context only if you've seen the season. Tom, I'm sorry.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say
wow.
this.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yikes.
I have something.
You have something, go.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Lay it on us.
Roll up the carpet. I'll just leave it at that.
I'll say, I'm going to need my bow tie.
Emmy?
Bacon.
Bacon?
Yes.
Bacon.
Bacon?
Bacon.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Aiden? No, Justin? Anything?
Food. So now I'm being inspired by food. Shrimp cocktail and lamb chops.
Ooh. Definitely.
Nice.
Lamb.
Oh,
Very
Yeah,
smart.
okay.
Yay,
Genesis
lamb.
lamb. Okay.
Lamb.
Okay. Aiden?
I'm just gonna say the word breaks. Look at the past stuff that's already come out, and if you look for the word breaks, you'll find a mild spoiler that won't make sense yet.
Okay. Thank you so much. Everybody got it.
Everybody was racing! And the music was soothing! 'Cause they all started grooving!
If I kill you, do we get our Ben back?
What the hell did you just say?
What are you, their mascot?
More like their ringer.
It's a ballroom business!
Consider me sufficiently teased. I could keep talking to you all day, but unfortunately that's all the time we have for today's special Geeked Week panel for the Umbrella Academy. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us for Geeked Week this year. Fortunately, we don't have to wait much longer until the Umbrella Academy hits Netflix on June 22nd. It's near my birthday, so thank you very much.
Yes. You're welcome.
I'll be years old. And we will be back with this fabulous crew for a special episode of our Netflix Geeked after show, The Umbrella Academy Unlocked, where we will go into full spoilery details after the season premieres. All right, see you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Getting ready for a new season of The Umbrella Academy? You'll find news, videos, interviews, and more on Tadoom, the official Netflix site to help find and fuel your fandom. From rehashing the finale to rewatching the latest trailer, find more information than the commission on netflix.com/Tadoom.
This isn't your home.
What are you talking about? This is the Umbrella Academy.
This is the Sparrow Academy.
Shit. When we jumped here, we created a time paradox. Our little paradox brought forth a freaking Kugelblitz.
What the hell is a Kugelblitz?
Essentially, we're screwed.
Everybody else could see Ben, right?
Yeah, and he's a complete dickhead.
They're all dickheads. Dickheads who can fight.
Next person to say dickhead is getting a punch to the throat.
Dickhead.
Dickhead.
We caused a paradox, and that paradox is swallowing things.
How long do we have?
4, maybe 5 days before the rest of existence is blitzed.
Not to mention, we've been replaced by a bunch of blobs and cubes and birds and shit.
Your team's good, but I don't think you're better than me. I ended the world twice, and you're just meat and spandex.
Dad didn't adopt us as babies, but those babies still existed here. So, if you ever see your other self,
Kill them.
Sleep with them.
avoid them.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, come on, as if you wouldn't climb Luther Mountain.
Everybody was racing! And the music was soothing! Cause they all started grooving!
If I kill you, do we get our Ben back?
What the hell did you just say?
What are you, their mascot?
More like their ringer.
It's a ballroom business!
Been looking for you.
Spoiler alert.
Mama, let's go. We're late. Do I have to?
Your grandson's birthday only happens once a year.
So does Geeked Week. Stranger Things panel starts in 15. Sorry, it's Geeked Week.
Netflix Geeked Week 2022, June 6th to 10th.
I'm from a lineage thousands of years old of the best monster hunters to ever walk the earth.
Even on good days, I feel like I still don't fit in. Like everyone else has it all figured out.
Oh yeah, that. I haven't told anyone, of course.
You are a legacy vampire. Made vampires would love to see their reflection in a mirror.
We're hunters.
More importantly, you're my daughter.
Which is why we've decided you're ready for your first kill. Here's to killing monsters. Your body is changing.
Yeah, my body.
But very soon, you are going to have to make your first kill.
Hi.
It's Juliet, right?
Yeah. You're Calliope?
Well, Cal's good.
Who are you, Calliope? Where'd you come from?
Addicted to loving you. How does it feel? You're nothing like the monsters I grew up hating.
I just want to live my life.
Can't be together. It won't work. I've forbidden you from seeing her.
we're not supposed to be.
I know my feelings for you are real.
Juliet and every legacy in Savannah dies tonight.
Run now! I'll kill for you.
Keep your fangs in your mouth. We won't have a problem.
We will always have a problem.
I had to choose between you and my family. I choose my family.
What about us?
Faced everyone, monster and human, who tried to come between us. We got this.
I'll kill for you.
Pogo, get off the couch. Want to go for a walk?
Hey, buddy, come on, fetch.
Pogo, what's this? Come to Papa. Pogo, we all want to watch Geek Week.
Netflix Geeked Week 2022, June 6th to 10th.
We have our first sneak peek for Geek Week. We brought everyone.
Never should have done that.
Greetings, bloodthirsty babes. I am Princess Weeks, part-time vampire witch hybrid and full-time host, writer, gamer, and lover of all things geek. Welcome to Most Presents Vampire Pride. Most is Netflix's destination for all things LGBTQ storytelling on Instagram and Twitter. Now, this Friday, June 10th, marks the release of the highly anticipated teen vampire drama series, First Kill. First Kill centers on teen vampire Juliet, who has yet to bite her first victim as she falls for her classmate Calliope. Little does little Juliet know, Calliope and her family are vampire hunters. So, will their love for each other be strong enough? Or will their family's expectations prevail? To be honest, you had me at leading lesbian vampires. I can feel my teeth sharpening already. Take a bite out of this exclusive clip from the Netflix show First Kill.
Hi.
Hi. Wow, okay. Not wasting any time, huh?
Sorry, I'm socially awkward. And have wanted to do that for a while now. And would like to do it again.
Okay.
I'm a Clover, she a Taurus, bring it on for cheers. And I'm sexy like Christina when I dip below. Not an H-town girl, but I rodeo.
I'm Imani Lewis.
And I'm Sarah Catherine Hook.
And we're going to take you through a scene from First Kill, shot by shot.
This is And Scene. So we are about to watch the scene in Noah Harrington's party where Juliet and Cal lock eyes for the first time that night. There's that good song.
Yeah.
A little double take.
Okay.
Oh, there she is.
Juliet and Calliope are really just classmates by this point in the
Maybe
story.
to Calliope.
Yeah. But they both have their own, hidden agendas.
I would say Juliet is definitely there to get her flirt on with Calliope.
Yeah.
That's all she's expecting.
What happens next may not have been on Juliet's agenda, but it was very much on Calliope's.
For the bottle. Really?
Who's up?
I love this song.
Me too.
I know, I feel bad because I actually don't know if I've actually played
never
Spin the
played Spin the
Bottle.
Bottle,
Yeah.
ever.
So that was our first time playing Spin the
Yeah.
Bottle. You got to see it. Cheers. Definitely water.
It's always water.
Juliet is more on the reserved, shy, sensitive side. She might not be as experienced as the rest of the crowd. But when Calliope comes to town, she's just head over heels. Hi.
Hi. She kind of establishes that Juliet was the first person to really even say anything to her in the school and to even acknowledge her presence. Although she knows Juliet's truth, she doesn't appear to be like any of the things she was taught to fear or trained to kill. Wow, okay. Not wasting any time, huh?
Sorry. Socially awkward. And have wanted to do that for a while now. We know. And would like to do it again.
Okay. I don't think Calliope thinks Juliet has her figured out.
No, definitely not. I don't think
think
Juliet just thinks you're cool and
Yeah,
hot.
I think Calliope's using that to her advantage to as bait, you know? But,
she's like, oh my gosh, she likes me.
Yeah.
No, she just wants to stake you. I could also imagine her being having this fear of rejection thing, just having lots of different thoughts swimming through her head.
Right.
What's gonna happen?
Right.
But we all know what Juliet wants. It's plain and simple. Oh yeah. This is my favorite part. That part right there. That's my favorite. We were huddled to the side having to hold one another while they're setting up camera, and we were just it's useless to walk away.
Right.
And we were holding each other and just messing around, and I felt her steak all of a sudden. And I was like, bitch, is that a steak in your shorts? And we just lost it. I mean, on the floor crying. And everyone's trying to operate the camera and everything. We're delirious at this point too. We've just been making out all day.
All day.
I'm so glad we can share this moment with each other. Me too. Now, watching us make out.
I was waiting
And
for
the cherries.
Yeah, I was waiting for the cherries.
Classic cherries.
We knocked over the cherries one time.
One take wonders.
I'm trying to move my back off the wall, almost like a dance, to get my hand in the back of my shorts to get the steak. And I was like, it's so funny. I feel like that's how seahorses do it. They did the ride this way, and we just kept making jokes about seahorsing around.
Yeah. Very seriously, making out, pushing you up against the wall, and it's dead silent. Everyone's super focused. Great, now put your hand there. All right, now put your hand here. Okay, now do the seahorse. And it was just we lost it. Completely lost it.
Immediately.
It was done. Yeah.
There it is.
And then
blackout. Yeah, that's crazy.
Those moments for vampires are so iconic, and I don't know. Yeah, it was amazing. Like, how could it not be? It was so fun, and I just wanted to keep doing it, just keep going. And I honestly feel so happy with the way that it turned out. I think it's just, the entire scene, like it's just so beautifully shot, and I really think people will love it. Thank you for watching this biting shot-by-shot breakdown.
Check out First Kill this Friday.
I want to shamelessly plug a new digital series I'm hosting for Most, yes me, and Netflix is still watching Netflix YouTube channel titled Dismantled. In the first episode, I'll be breaking down the bury your gaze trope and its historically harmful and trash representations of LGBTQ characters in horror and other genres. Better yet, here's a taste. We are here to talk about on-screen death, but in a fun, educational, queer way. While LGBTQ coded characters have always existed, we're fabulous, we've been here since the earth began. In the late 19th and 20th centuries, we saw film and literature feature same-gender romantic couples, but one of the lovers was killed, died, or somehow miserable by the end of the film. This is what makes Netflix's lesbian vampire love story First Kill feel so epic and radical. Not only are both Cal and Juliet openly and loudly queer, but their conflict is that one is a vampire and the other a vampire hunter. LGBTQ horror fans want to be included, not just as victims, but as final boys, girls, non-binary hotties. Hollywood has spent a long time burying the gays, but we have risen. And we are hungry. Angelina Jolie once said, "When other little girls wanted to be ballet dancers, I kind of wanted to be a vampire." And thanks to Sarah Catherine and Imani's portrayals of Juliet and Calliope in First Kill, I feel that quote now more than ever. Like any show or film based on a written body of work, fans are sure to spot the parallels and differences from what they read to what they see in its adaptation. We had our star vamps, Sarah Catherine and Imani, as well as author, writer, and executive producer Victoria Schwab, read a passage from the original short story to start that research for you. Enjoy story time with this trio reading what I like to call fang fiction.
The door swings shut, plunging them both into the dark.
Dark. It's a relative thing. Light spills beneath the bottom of the door, and Juliet's eyes steal the sliver, use it to paint the details of the crowded closet.
The coats taking up 90% of the space, a pile of boxes around their feet, the hangers knocking into the back of her head, and Calliope, not some stolen sideways glance, but right here, the slope of her neck and the curve of her mouth and those steady brown eyes, somehow warm and sharp.
Hi, she says, her voice low and short.
Hi, whispers Juliet, trying to sound like her sister with her airy confidence, but it comes out all wrong, less like a breath and more like a whistle, a squeak. Calliope laughs, less at her than at this.
The crowded closet, the closeness of their bodies, and for once the other girl seems nervous too, tense, like she's holding her breath.
But she doesn't pull away. Jules hesitates, thinks she should either be closer together or further apart. Ben never said what they were supposed to do. 60 seconds isn't much time. 60 seconds is forever. Calliope smells good. Of course she does. But it's her lotion, or her chapstick. It's her.
Jules' senses flare and narrow until all she can smell is the other girl's skin, and her sweat, and her blood. Blood. And something else. Something she can't place. Something that sends warning bells ringing dully through her head.
But then Calliope kisses her.
Her mouth is so soft, her lips parting between hers, and there are no fireworks. The world doesn't stop. She doesn't taste like magic or sunshine. She tastes like the grapefruit soda she was drinking, like fresh air and sugar, and something simple and human.
Well, if that left you craving more vampires and hunters, now would probably be the time for you to check out First Kill.
And lucky for you, it's streaming this Friday, only on Netflix.
I wish I could talk all things vampire with you forever, but the sun is rising and I must return to my casket. Be sure to catch First Kill this Friday, June 10th on Netflix. And don't miss me, co-host a special live recording of the Geeked podcast this Friday right here on the Geeked Week live stream. See you then.
I'm from a lineage thousands of years old of the best monster hunters to ever walk the earth. Even on good days, I feel like I still don't fit in. Like everyone else has it all figured out. Oh yeah, that. I haven't told anyone, of course.
You are a legacy vampire. Made vampires would love to see their reflection in a mirror.
We're hunters.
More importantly, you're my daughter. Which is why we've decided you're ready for your first kill. Here's to killing monsters. Your body is changing.
Yeah, my body.
But very soon, you are going to have to make your first kill.
Hi.
It's Juliet, right?
Yeah. You're Calliope?
Well, Cal's good.
Who are you, Calliope? Where'd you come from?
Addicted to loving you. How does it feel?
You're nothing like the monsters I grew up hating.
I just want to live my life.
Can't be together. It won't work. I've forbidden you from seeing her.
We're not supposed to be.
I know my feelings for you are real.
Juliet and every legacy in Savannah dies tonight.
Run now!
I'll kill for you.
Keep your fangs in your mouth. We won't have a problem. We will always have a problem.
I had to choose between you and my family. I choose my family.
What about us?
Faced everyone, monster and human, who tried to come between us. We got this.
I'll kill for you.
Want to stay in the know about your favorite Netflix shows and films? You'll find news, videos, interviews, and more on Todoom, the official Netflix site to help find and fuel your fandom. Stranger Things, The Gray Man, The Umbrella Academy, and more. Make Geek Week last all year on netflix.com/Todoom.